Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Aaron from Nude Gaming here, and I have a couple of things to talk about today. This is my first NHL gameplay here. It's Flyers versus the Florida Panthers because I haven't played this game in so long. I just kind of wanted to get back in the flow and get some easy goals. The very last goal, it ends up being 5-0, but the very last goal I score, it's pretty sick with Claude Giroux. I am a Flyers fan because I'm from Pennsylvania. I despise the Penguins, but then again, who doesn't? So, I said, in the last video, to get 5 likes. I mean, you guys got 3 likes, and I'm really impressed by that, but if you can still try and like this video and give me 5 likes, I want to see how active our subscribers are, like Brett said. I want to see our subscribers notice that we're trying our hardest with what we're doing. So, I also have a new series idea, and I'm going to tell a story about it. It's called a Stupid Story Saturday. Very SE there. Very hard to say. But, yeah, I'm going to tell, like, a bunch of funny stories and, well, stupid stories, I guess you could call them. And I want to see if you guys are interested in that series. And I like the idea. I mean, if you don't like the title of it or anything, then you can tell me that. But I would love to do this. So I have a couple of stories for you guys today. So we're at the shore, and me and Brett are just fooling around. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. We're so bored because we were just done, like, editing and playing Call of Duty and all that. So we go outside onto our deck, which is, like, gigantic, and then we have, like, I have a Coke and he has a Sprite. Like, no one in that house drinks Sprites. So my first intention is, alright, I'm going to throw one on the street, see if it explodes. So that's what me and Brett do, and it exploded. And then we were like, oh god, what are we ever going to do because of, like, what if we get in trouble? But then we say we'll get him in the morning. Yeah, that's fine. And then the day we leave, my mom runs over the soda can and we look at each other like, oh crap, whoops. Like, it happened the first night, and then, like, a week later, they're still there. I think we just completely forgot about them and how they were there. It was hilarious. Like, we were just looking at each other like, the whole car ride home, like, wow, we're retarded. So, the next story I have is, we're at the shore again with my friend Christian, Levi, and Mike. He basically, there's this really weird guy who lives across the street from us. Like, we don't live in the hood, we live, like, a really nice place, but he's just freaking weird. Like, every time, we were talking and I guess we were somewhat loud, but the guy was walking his dog, like, up and down the street, like, 45 times, and he keeps looking up at us. So Christian, being the person he is, he's kind of rude, but, like, he thinks, you know what? No, let's see what happens if I say this. So he says, take a picture. It'll last longer. So the guy looks at us, and he starts walking towards our house. And our first thought is, like, we're going to get raped. Because the guy was just so weird. But, like, and then, I guess my grandfather is good friends with him, I guess. Because they were talking, and, it was so funny because my grandfather yelled at him because why would he even come on our property anyway? So the guy, we heard the whole conversation, like, yeah, your son's friend said, take a picture to last longer to me. He's like, well, what do you want me to do about it? It's not offensive, is it? He's like, well, no, but he's like, yeah, I don't care. And he slammed the door in his face, and me and Levi and Mike and Christian, we're just cracking up upstairs. We're like, we can't believe that he said that to the guy because they were, like, good friends, but now they, like, hate each other now, which I find hilarious. But it was just so, oh my god, we had so many good times at the shore. I'm going to have like 20 more stories to tell in next commentaries. It's just so funny. So, the next story I'm going to talk about is Levi and my other friend named Glenn. He's, like, the most hilarious kid I've possibly ever met in my life. Oh my god. So we're basically, like, going to McDonald's. This is not at the shore. This is, like, at our house. We're walking to the McDonald's, right? So we get there, eat our food, and we come back. And we come back through, like, the woods and, like, a mini development. So, there's this, like, really sketchy house. Like, it's, like, really, really weird. It's, like, there's, like, a pedophile van in their driveway. So Glenn, being the idiot he is, he's like, yeah, I bet a pedophile doesn't live there. So he's like, hey, Aaron, do you dare me to dunk on his net? I'm like, I wouldn't. What if he's outside? So what he does, he's like, and a dunk. And then the guy, the pedophile, basically. He's like, hey! And Glenn's like, sorry. He's like, why would you do that? He's like, I don't know. And he just said, then he's like, the guy's like, well, you should apologize to me. I'm like, yeah, how about, and then Glenn's like, yeah, how about I don't, you faggot. And, the guy comes out of his porch, and, he's like, oh my god. It was like, Glenn, like, after this, he didn't know it was gonna happen, but he's like, I thought I was gonna get shot for a minute. I mean, I was pretty scared there. So he, like, comes out of his driveway, and he comes up to Glenn, and he is, like, a fat guy. He's, like, fat, but he's short, so he's, like, Glenn's height. So he's, like, he's looking at him like a tough guy, and he's like, why would you do that, huh? And Glenn, like, started laughing at him because he was so, like, fat. I guess I don't really know how to, I don't know why he was laughing at him, but I think he was laughing at him just because he thought he didn't expect that deep voice to be, like, I don't know, like a short fat guy. So he's just looking at him the whole time thinking, what, I don't understand what's so bad about dunking on a guy's basket. So he just, after we walk home, we stop at my grandmother's house, and we ask her if she knows who that man was. And she's like, oh yeah, he's so sweet. And he's like, well, so we told her that, well, the guy just kind of said the F word to us. So I don't know what to do about that. So my grandmother gets in her car, drives to the guy's house with us, and she, like, you know how, like, old ladies are, like, so, like, mean about everything? Like, they're so, like, independent and brave. Like, they go up to big black people and, like, you better apologize. Well, she goes up to this guy who is twice her size, and, she's like, now you apologize to my son, my grandson, and my friends, and my grandson and his friend. So the guy, he, like, pretended almost like, it's like one of those TV shows when, like, old people get mad. He's like, I'm sorry, I can't do anything right. It was the greatest thing, like, ever. I had such a fun time. Oh my god. We were laughing in the car, and then when we left, Glenn, being the idiot he was, gave him the finger. I don't know why he did it, but he did. So I think the guy looked at us, and then he gave us the finger back. So we're like, eh. We weren't going to tell my grandmother that, because then he might have said, well, he gave it to me first. So yeah, that was probably the greatest thing that's ever happened to me, like, ever. It was the funniest experience I've ever had in my life. So I just am, it was funny. Okay, so we're coming up on the end of this commentary. Please, if you can give me 5 likes, that's all I ask for. If you can do more, I would be even happier. And if you can subscribe, thank you so much. So this is the end of the commentary. So remember to comment, rate, and subscribe if you want to see more NHL or just anything. If you want me to do Call of Duty, you can definitely tell me that, because it's your choice, not mine. So thank you for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Look at that goal!